What is this blind girl doing now? This blind girl is making cornflake potatoes, or some people call them cheesy potatoes, for the Christmas with Jason's dad and stepmom. And so some people do it differently. Everybody has their own recipes and the way they like to make them, and which way you make them is great. There's so many different ways. Like some people do shredded potatoes, some people do diced potatoes. I do what's available at the store. So this time we are doing shredded potatoes. So I defrosted these in the microwave. And then you're going to add a can of cream of chicken soup. I should have had this ready and I didn't. So I'm going to throw that in there. And I probably grabbed the wrong spatula because I don't want to try and get it out of the can with that one. Let's try this one. Get it all out of the can. I'm going to scrape it. I got a little bit on the outside of the can, but it's pretty good. I'm going to scrape it one more time. This was my grandmother's recipe. Um, I think the way they came out when she made them was perfect, and I don't want to change a thing. I need to put in this whole thing of sour cream. Let's see if it'll come out without me having to scrape it. No, I can tell I'm going to have to scrape it, but it's okay because the whole thing's coming out. So, okay, I think we're pretty empty on that. I have minced onion, freeze-dried, salt and pepper. I have melted butter, the cheese. I have been shredding my own. I'm finding that it's a creamier consistency when you shred your own cheese, and it doesn't take that long. This took me seconds to shred it in the food processor. Okay, and move this out of the way. Now I have to mix this all together, and I use gloves because I think it's easier than trying to. I end up making more of a mess when I involve spoons and stuff like that to stir. This is just an easier way to go. So we're going to mix it all together. Hmm. I think we're pretty good. I think we're well mixed, well incorporated. Now from here, I'm going to dump it into here without making a mess. Woo. Give it a good scrape, get every little bit out of the bowl that we can. All right, we're going to spread this in here. All right, I think we're pretty even in the pan. And the last thing I'm going to do is take that off. Hold on one second. Rinse my hands. the cornflakes that go on top, I usually, there's a little bit of cheese in there. I usually use a rolling pin, but since I was using the food processor, I'm like, screw it. And so they're finer crumbs than what I'm used to using, but it's not going to alter it in any way. You take the crumbs and you pour some melted butter in and mix it in, kind of like you're doing a cheesecake base, you know, the crust for the cheesecake. So it's like the same kind of thing, but instead of graham cracker crumbs, you're doing cornflake. And then once you get it good and stirred up, you sprinkle it across the top. And I'm going to just use my hands. And that is it. Once this is all spread on, it's not going to go in the oven yet. I'm going to put it in an hour before we have to go. And I will show you what it looks like when it's done baking. This cooked for 40 minutes at 350, and then I shut off the oven and just let it sit inside the oven until we were ready to go. Now it's going in its little thermal carrier, about to put the lid on it, and we will be on our way. Everybody have a good evening. Make sure that you like, follow, share, comment. Tell me what you think.